Hello, everybody. This is Brandon from Galaxydoc Market. Today is October 20th, Sunday. It's about 9:06 a.m. I've been working on this video all weekend long and try to truncate this as much as I can to get the message across. And as the thumbnail shows you, silver is breaking out, folks. It's at 10-year highs, but not at all-time highs like gold. This is the last stock market warning. Something big is going to go down sometime this week, possibly coinciding with the BRICS meeting, which concludes on, I think, the 22nd of October or the 24th. And I'll tell you why that's important. But before we do that, here's the disclaimer. Please pause it and read everything. If you agree, please proceed ahead with this video. And while you're at it, we love our subscribers. We're trying to grow our channel. Please subscribe, like us, comment, good and bad. I thank you so much for watching this video. Let's get started. Of course, nothing is ever complete without my shameless plug on x.com/Galaxydoc Market. Boy, this has been really active, and I encourage you to check it out for real-time updates, my commentaries, and all the threads from around the web that you will not get from CNN, CNBC, I don't know, Bloomberg, anywhere. All right, so let's start with our contrarian indicator, which is the fear and greed index. And last week, right here, we were at 74, and this week, has anything changed much? No, not really, but we did go up a little bit higher at 75. So we remain in extreme greed now, not just greed, but extreme, okay? Extreme greed. And last week, we were at greed at 74. And so exuberance is always at the top. I don't think there's anybody out there that even is considering the fact that there is, in fact, heavy insider distribution, that there is deflationary credit collapse event going on in China, and that the central bankers, which we will talk about, are cutting rates as if we are going into a recession. And, and I appreciate a lot of the comments, and people are saying, how in the hell can you say that we're going into deflation and leading to recession and worse if grocery prices are higher and gas prices are going higher? Guys, deflation is always preceded by hyperinflation. Okay, China has been hyperinflating their debt market, their housing market, commercial real estate market. They are a freaking mess. And as hyperinflation robs you of your purchasing power, that will eventually lead to price depression, as people are not able to maintain their jobs, their livelihood, and be able to buy common necessities. Okay, that's what this is all about. And this is why the governments, including China, is introducing liquidity while there's hyperinflation going on. Things will break. And this is the contrarian indicator that we talk about, the fear and greed index. All right, so here's that pesky uptrend line. We are not there yet. We're almost there. We hit 585 briefly last week. And so this uptrend line is now being clearer. And I always said 585 is the beginning, the bottom channel line. And I think this is close enough for government work. And but however, what we have is that can it go a little bit higher to 590 to 605? And I've always maintained that that is something that I would like to see, but here's the thing. Markets are out of time, folks. Okay? As far as our time cycle analysis, we are out of time. There are many not only factors that are contributing to this, but we are out of time, and just mark that as something that you need to kind of keep in the back of your mind. Okay? If you think I'm full of crap, then you still need to keep it in the back of your mind. And, markets are always most bullish and most exuberant, most optimistic near the top. And by the way, Fed does not have your back. And if you don't believe me, go back to my last several videos. In fact, watch them all over the last 2 months, and you'll see the trend that I was going at. No, I am not a bear tard. I'm not a perma bear. It's hard not to be a bear in the overwhelming evidence of historical anecdotes and previous historical events that are coming in. That's what I'm going to be talking about and focusing on a little bit more. All right, so again, deflationary trends in China explains everything that is going on. And what I mean by that is that China is fighting deflation right now. They are sending bazooka and liquidity, and I think they injected another, 550 billion or I think they've injected almost $1 trillion worth of liquidity, and it's just not working. And deflation is a bitch. It just does not go away. It's not something that you can fool people with quantitative easing, cutting interest rates and manipulating that. Okay, it doesn't work that way. And China is the world's biggest producer and exporters of goods. Okay, and think about that for a minute. Okay, it doesn't happen all at once. Okay, I know that America and other parts of the world, we are experiencing hyperinflation, and Fed, I think they're doing it by design. I don't think it's not that they don't understand. I mean, even a 5-year-old can understand basic concepts of inflation and what printing money does. Okay, and I'm sure everybody would love to have money printing machines. The Fed does, and they're not looking at a way to help your life get better. They're looking at ways to enrich their friends. Okay, now this is from last week's video, and like I said, last week's video, if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. If you already watched it and still don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you need to watch it again. Maybe watch all my videos over the last few months. But this is Mohammed El-Arian, PIMCO fame. And with Bill Gross, of course, he got ousted. And this is Mohammed El-Arian, legendary trader. He is the one also talking about the deflation that's happening, okay, in China. All right. We now have answers as to why China's on a liquidity rampage, right? I talked about that, and I also talked about deflationary credit collapse and bank failures are going to be commonplace, and I think that's what's going on with all the ghost cities that they've been building just to create the illusion of growth. They're going to be paying for it. Remember this, though. I keep saying it. No one's talking about it yet. Evergrande is the 900-pound gorilla in the room, and it is something that is going to be a major problem for the world. And they're going to export a financial crisis 100 times larger than what we experienced in the United States. And that almost ground the world to a halt and sent us into the Stone Ages in 2008. Okay, that's coming, folks. All right. Now, here's the problem, all right? As of last week, here is the biggest outflows of money from the equities from China, despite them trying to hyperinflate and reflate and re-liquefy their markets. I'm not even talking about their banks. Their banks are in shambles right now. This is money coming out of the Chinese stock market, okay? The last time, anytime we had these excessive equities flows, right? Outflows. Okay. We have a situation where there was a recession or some sort of a worldwide event, and there's a ton of them. You can just pick which one it's going to be. I'm not sure what the real things are going to be, but there's just too many noise that you cannot ignore. And what I mean by that is that Chinese markets are basically fighting deflation, which is much harder than manipulating interest rates during hyperinflation. And it's coming soon to the United States. We're just a little bit behind. Everybody's bitching about the hyperinflation, and as well you should. I mean, this is robbing us of our purchasing power. It's just that the people just don't know how to look at these things, okay? All right. You still don't believe me that China is fighting deflation? Here it is right here. Here's the Chinese equity market, despite them continuously putting in liquidity. Okay, at the first notice of the liquidity injection, it basically made the market basically form a blow off top, and now we are basically down. Okay, and it's just like a crack addict. I mean, it's taken too many hits of that crack, and now we're needing defibrillators, and it's still not able to maintain that heartbeat. Okay, If you still don't believe, I don't understand what hyperinflation leads to. It leads to deflation, folks, and then deflation leads to wars. Okay, so basically, I beat that to like a dead horse, and if you still don't understand that hyperinflation and deflations go hand in hand, then you need to go take some courses or whatever. Message me, and I will help you understand that. Okay. Now the question is, do you have silver? I've been talking about gold, and we are big on gold, and we were big on silver. We're big on VIX. Yes, I do believe there's a big event coming up, and I've been hinting at it, and I believe that it is this week. Okay, sometime this week, something cataclysmic is going to happen. Okay, because silver is now telling you, silver is the most suppressed asset, hard assets, and precious metals known to mankind. Okay, and not only that, while gold has been hitting all-time highs almost on a weekly basis. Okay, by the way, gold is going much higher. Okay, we'll talk about that. Silver has not. Silver at the beginning of the year, believe it or not, was at 18, so it's now above 33. I've been saying in my previous videos that silver, if we close above 32.50, there's going to be some major events headed our way. It is not good for you if you have money in the banks. It is not good for you if you have problems understanding this fact. Okay, silver going higher is hinting at a major economic dislocation headed our way. Okay, and silver has pretty much gone broken out with a lot of force from over a 20-year cup and a handle base, and we're going to go over all that. But do you have silver, and do you know what to do, especially if you can't afford to get or can't get or won't get the hard assets? All right, I said on Friday, if silver can close above $32 today, and I've been saying this for months, okay, watch out. Okay, silver eruption soon. You got silver, and the reason why I said that is because I started to notice this is an hour, our hourly chart. Okay, and so this is from 926, a pretty nice cup and a handle base. Okay, and I realized that we are about to break out, and I said, hey, this is gonna come, and if it comes, it's gonna happen fast and furious. And then, of course, when we're looking at the kind of the hourly right here, okay, this is the chart that looked like this on Friday. Sorry, I was just looking at a couple of data coming in. Okay, that is a straight up breakout from that base that we talked about. Okay, here's the hourly. Okay, and here's the daily. All right. And so what we're saying is that if we can break out, okay, and it looked like it will, and cup and a handle bases, especially the longer term cup and a handle bases, are really, really powerful. Okay, and plus silver has some catching up to do. And so if you look at my favorite stock charts, okay, this is the daily that we looked at, and basically what we're doing is we're making slightly higher highs. We try to break out above our R1, which is our pivot, 33.65. No matter, after hours, we are almost at 34, okay, into this region. If I believe this is going to go higher, and people are going to be shocked at how fast this is going to move. The gold and silver ratio, which we won't get into here, is really off kilter. I think realistically, silver will catch up to where gold is because gold is at all-time highs. And there is so much naked shorting going on at COMEX by the likes of JP Morgan Chase and probably all the major banks and investment banks. Okay, they're in big trouble here. This little rise right here is going to cause some concerns and lawsuits. And I don't think it's going to stop. And I think a lot of that has to do with the BRICS and people becoming to realize and not having faith in the US dollar, which is also collapsing at this point. Okay, I know you're going to say, well, the dollar has been going up higher. Guys, I've been saying this for months and almost a year. It's a race to zero. Whoever gets to zero first in their currency wins. Okay? All right. And so if that didn't make sense, then you need to do some more research or contact me, consult me, or whatever the case is, and I will explain it to you so that you understand. Okay, so silver news is that silver prices are exploding, and this is as it was happening on October 19th, which is Saturday. Okay, and it breached the 33.6 per ounce. And here's what I've been saying: U.S. banks are facing billions in losses from massive short positions, and those short positions are what? Naked short positions. Okay, that's illegal. Naked shorting is illegal, from last I understand. But these banks never get into any trouble. The problem right now is that it's like a massive nuclear coiled spring on the silver, and this $33 in the next few weeks is going to seem very, very cheap to everybody. It's got a lot of catching up to do. Okay, so you've been warned. So then I say right now, do you have gold? And gold, is something that I've been harping on for a long time, right? And so, yeah, do you have gold? Do you have physicals? Do you have futures? I mean, it doesn't even matter. A lot of you gold bugs that want physicals are saying, "Oh, well, you don't have to hold. You want physical? Of course you can, but some people don't. They refuse to. So what do you got? You got the futures market, right?" Well, I wanted to briefly talk about this, and this is basically something that's very, very important. There's been multiple signals. The signal one got cut off. I'm sorry about that. But signal two from 1968 to 72, as the Dow came down, gold rose around 2,400%. Okay, we're right there, folks. Okay, all right. And so, and I think that whatever's setting up from 1968 to 72 currently we're in bigger trouble than that. Not only that, we are making lower highs on the Dow, right, at this point. And so from 2001 to 2002, that's the dot-com euphoria that's happened, okay? And so SPY fell over 50%, but gold rose about 650%. Guys, we have not scratch the surface. Again, this is probably the last time I'm going to harp on gold. I will still talk about it, but I'm not going to go into this much detail. So what is going to happen here? Okay, this is basically going to say we are probably coming up, since the US dollar is basically losing its global reserve currency status. And not only that, there's so much turmoil and crap going on in the United States. We are the laughing stock of the world. Okay. And, just the thing is that we have the insiders, including Jensen Huang, which we're going to talk about NVIDIA in shortly. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, so I hope you watch this all the way through. But there is a major problem coming up. We're at critical support. It's going to fail. If we start failing down here, okay, and gold is already at all-time highs, it's going to pale in comparison. One thing I do want to say, and I'll talk about this a little bit, Bitcoin right now, as we speak, is trading at I don't know, like at $66,000. Bitcoin is digital gold. Without the massive amounts of COMEX naked shorts, because, the central bankers, the fiat money people, they don't want to see gold going up higher. They don't want to see silver going up higher, because our fiat system of money is based on debt, not on assets. Richard Nixon in 1971 or 1972 made sure to do that, okay? It was supposed to be temporary. Remember when he depegged us off of gold? So they could print money, enrich themselves. Okay? But you know what? That's coming to an end. All right? So this is what I wanted to show you. If you want a link to this, message me, email me at Coach Brandon at protonmail.com. All right. So here's gold. And then this is something that, this is a weekly chart. All right? And this is a big, huge, okay, this is 2011, 2012, all the way to 2024. This is an over 20-year-old cup and a handle base that gold has broken out. And you can see that's where we are. I think we're going to shoot straight above. I'm not afraid to tell you. We're going above 3,000 shortly here, okay? Above, okay? And that's not even the stopping point, okay? But I'm just going to, to basically keep myself conservative without creating FOMO for everybody. But if this cup and a handle chart doesn't say anything, then you need to go restudy technical analysis. All right. So here's the gold on my favorite, again, stock charts, is that we broke out. We broke out of this nice little cup formation. All right. And yes, it is going parabolic. Everybody's talking about pullbacks. You know what? We had a little pullback down here, right? And I said, this is the buying point. For those of you that didn't buy it, I've been pounding the table. Okay, so if we extend this uptrend line all the way up, we're still above there, aren't we? Okay, gold's got legs, folks. All right, and I think there's gonna come a point where we're gonna start forming a hyperbolic moves. Okay, that's gonna lead into climax top and blow off top, and yes, we're gonna have a correction. It doesn't go up in a straight line, but this is just getting started. Okay, look at the MACD down here. Okay, that MACD is telling you that there's more moves coming. Look at the histogram. Look at the volumes that are increasing at this point. Okay, it's just starting. This move is just getting started, folks. It's been suppressed for so long. It's happening now, and it's what a perfect time it is. And this is why we have rumors of wars and all these like threats of wars and all of these problems in the world that's going on. This is why when bankers finally destroy their money system, they take you to war. Here's the bottom line. All right. We talked about this. I think I think we're gonna hit. Depending on which one you look at, some charts are saying that we hit 68 one point, but I'll go with the conservative number, 49.75. That's the all-time highs, folks. Okay, and this guy is also echoing the same thing, that $50 silver may be days and weeks away, and I don't think he's too far off, folks. All right. Because our world is in a quagmire of incompetency, lies, made up numbers. It's like people can't even figure out which gender they are, and I'm not going to get into that, but the whole world is confused at this point. Okay, here's the thing. Bank of America is joining the chorus. It's warning that gold is the last safe haven as treasuries face risks. Really? And I'm not going to mention TNX, 10-year treasury yield, and all the bond yields that are blowing out despite the fact that Fed cut rates. It's because we are entering, not into hyperinflation, folks. We are entering into deflation, and China is already telling you that. Right now, yes, it's expensive to buy milk. It's going to get even more expensive when you don't have a job and you don't have money, and milk falls from where it's at like $6 a gallon down to 85 cents. It'll still be expensive because you won't have money. This is the way the powers that be has programmed us. Okay, so what is the antidote to deflation? War is inflationary. So antidote to deflation is inflation. Okay, it's the best solution to deflation, unfortunately. And this is why you keep hearing about all this crap going on. And then, I don't know who the good guys are, the bad guys anymore at this point. I do know that maybe our country isn't doing the best things in the world. Okay. And we have elections, oh my gosh, in a few weeks. All right? Just think about what they're saying, okay? But look at what they do, okay? I think the choice is pretty clear, which side you belong in. I mean, if you want war, well, then you know why war is coming. This guy, all right? I mean, we can't even help the flood victims from hurricanes, but this guy consistently gets $500 billion. Where are we getting that money? We're printing them. We're printing it. Do we even have gold anymore in Fort Knox? Okay, but this guy, and I'm not saying that Russia, Iran, and North Korea are good people, but there's something here that doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, is this guy really the good guy? And it's Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Okay, it's like evil versus evil at this point, right? I'm confused, but this is the news. Okay, there are North Korean troops in Russia. They're gonna be fighting alongside. Isn't this a definition of World War? Okay, what the hell is North Korea doing over there? All right, and why is there a war in Ukraine? Okay, you got to be starting to ask that question. The powder keg and geopolitical event is happening globally. It's not just in Russia and Ukraine. Okay, this is from 18 hours ago. President Xi Jinping, which is the Chinese guy, this guy right here, he's ordering military to prepare for war. War. Where's he going to war? Is he going to war against us? Is he invading China, Taiwan? I mean, not China, but Taiwan. Okay. But you don't hear this. You don't hear this in our mainstream media, do you? Okay. That's what's happening, folks. Here's the thing from Global Market Investor. All right. X.com is the best place to get unfiltered news. Okay. Global central banks are cutting rates as if there's a recession, folks. All right. So for those of you, yes, you are right. There is hyperinflation. Yes, milk costs a ton. You go buy one day's worth of food and you're out the door at $7,500. Okay. I remember when I was growing up in the 80s, my parents would just fill up their 2 carts full of food and it would be about $100. And we thought that was a lot of money. Okay. 71% of major central banks are now easing their monetary policy despite the fact that there is hyperinflation. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid of what? Recession. Hyperinflation leads to recession, which leads to deflation, which leads to what? War. Okay? Central banks don't do anything. All they're good at is blowing bubbles and creating crises so that you and I will give up our rights because we're scared to death and we don't want to starve to death. We give up our rights into a one world government. I think that's where we're headed. This guy. Okay. By the way, did I tell you this guy and I forget the CEO of AMD. Okay. I think her last name is Sue. You know they're cousins, right? Things do not happen by accident. These people, I don't know. The more I think about it, it makes me sick to my stomach. But the issue is Jensen Huang from, Lisa Su. There you go. AMD and NVIDIA. Okay. Just think about what kind of people are at the CEO level. This is the 900-pound gorilla, worse than SMCI. Yes, SMCI rang the bell, but I think the cockroach is right here. Okay, he is selling. All the board members are selling as the Nvidia is hitting all-time highs. Probably it's in a blow-off top. It's going parabolic, right? All right. Just be careful, folks. Okay, Warren Buffett is in cash. Okay. And then these people, this is the BRICS, okay? I talked about this last week. 65% of all trades among BRICS member nations are denominated in non-dollar currencies, and they're going to be introducing potentially, and I think it's not even potential, definitely competitor to SWIFT that's probably going to be gold and silver backed. Russia's already said they're going to be buying silver, palladium, and platinum. Why? Because I think a lot of the above the ground gold that the central banks need in tonnages are no longer available. Okay? Keep an eye on October 24th. All right? All right, so do you understand now why I talk about inflation, hyperinflation, recession, and deflation? And then what? War? All right? Pray for world peace, folks. So I did want to go, before talking about this effects of parabolic silver, I do want to talk about gold, where we are, and just a quick representation. Yes, we are breaking out, okay, on gold. Silver is on steroids, like I said, and we've got MACD crossover. Histogram is bullish. We have basically CCI going higher. We're still on an uptrend, but I think we're breaking higher. I think it's ready to start going hyperbolic, okay, shortly, okay. NVIDIA, what is going on with this damn NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is right here, and I think it's very possible that it's making a blow off top, and this is the weekly, okay. RSI, it's losing strength on this rally, right? We're just kind of chopping around here. Will we go a little bit higher and then come down? I don't know, but it's time to pay attention to NVIDIA, just like I've been warning you about Tesla a few weeks ago. Okay. MACD is positive, so there may be a little bit more, upside for this week. Maybe heading into the week, maybe end of the week. Let's see what happens with the BRICS. Okay. So we got that situation, and then let's talk about where we are in SPY. I still maintain that 561 is the line in the sand right here. Okay. And so we got all this airspace, can we pop a little bit higher? I think so. I mean, we hit our minimum target of 585, but can it get all the way up to 600? Yes, it can. Let's see if there's going to be gaps and see if it makes a blow off top or a climax top run. It can happen very, very quickly, but I think the market is out of time. Okay. I did want to talk about that. And then so let's talk about the conclusion of all this. Deflation leads to war, folks. We're buying gold and silver in our group. Okay. If you want to find out what our positions look like, then you need to join us or you need to email me. Okay. October surprise. Those who fail to plan will plan to fail. Right. Critical SPY level still remains at 561. I know. It's probably gonna maybe even hit 600 before the week is over, but that is where you build positions when everybody is euphoric. Okay. Nvidia is the 500-pound gorilla, worse than SMCI. Okay. Deflationary credit collapse is happening in China, and it's coming soon to a world near you. Okay. Crash is possible this week now. Okay. Now I'm not being dodgy. I'm going to tell you, after Wednesday, we're on a crash watch. Market is out of time. Silver has yet to hit all-time highs of 49.95. I don't think it's going to stop there. Okay. For all intents and purposes, gold to silver ratio, you want to look that up. If those are true and inflation adjusted, I think silver is going to go much, much higher. If you want to know about what I'm thinking, where it's going to hit, and I think it's going to hit very quickly, all right, you need to message me. Bitcoin is a reflection of gold digitally. It's just that naked shorts of COMEX, all the banks. I talked about them being in trouble. Okay, that they're naked shorting this, folks. But because the central bank buying demand, I think that's not going to work anymore because people are going to want delivery of that. And I don't think they have it. I think the naked short is 10,000 times what gold is actually available above ground. Silver hit 10-year highs last week, but it's still below all-time highs while gold's making all-time highs. We like gold, silver, VIX, SPY, Nvidia, SMCI. Okay, Tesla, I'm sure it's going to go down more, but we're done with Tesla now. Okay, watch the Chinese stocks also. All right. I know it's earnings season. I don't give a crap this time. Okay. All that matters is gold and silver at this point. So, thank you so much for watching. Follow me at Galaxydoc Market. Like us, share us, comment, good and bad. Okay. If you still want to argue with me about deflation, that's fine. I'm not saying we're in deflation here. China is. Okay. But we're headed to deflation. Okay. Deflation is basically when asset prices has to correct with the demand. And when you're out of a job, or if your money doesn't buy you anything, or they keep exporting your job overseas, or the migrants that have come across the border are taking your jobs, and even if milk prices fall from $6 to 85 cents, you still don't have money. That's deflation. People die in deflation. Solution for the world leaders in deflation is war, protectionism. All right, so like us, subscribe. Please subscribe. We love our subscribers, and thank you so much for subscribing. And it is an honor doing this for you. I don't always get everything right, but I think I get most of the stuff right. Okay, and if you want to work with me, you got to email me at coachbrandon@protonmail.com. We do have a social media special. Okay, a lot more palatable, affordable, but we have a ton of people that are real hardcore traders. But if you want to follow kind of, my SPY pivot levels on a daily basis, my daily pre-market commentaries, and weekly, and it maybe potentially can't miss, we're super excited watch list, then you need to sign up, okay? $59.95 a month. It's totally worth it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Be careful out there. This is the week, folks. Okay. Bye-bye.